All right, you guys ready for picks of the week? I guess that can be our intro.
Yeah, that's gonna be our intro.
Okay, we're starting now. So we have the Royal Rumble on Sunday. You know what? I always do the intro of the video. You introduce our picks of the week.
What's up, guys? It's John Schaub here. Welcome to Picks of the Week. Let me fix the gain on my microphone right in the middle of the intro. Hey, what's up, guys? It's John Schaub here with Picks of the Week. Number 9, Royal Rumble matches. Okay.
Oh, you wanted me to respond? Hey, everybody, welcome to the Joe and Show. It's time for Picks of the Week. We're doing Royal Rumble matches this week.
I just didn't know what to say next. I'm sorry.
Oh, should we start over again?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, hello, everybody. Now you go. After I say hello, everybody, it's your time to shine, all right?
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Joe and Schaub, Royal Rumble matches, Picks of the Week.
He's Joe, I'm Schaub.
Picks of the Week, Royal Rumble matches.
We naturally, we have Royal Rumble on Sunday. It's currently the 24th. Royal Rumble's on the 29th. We haven't had a pay-per-view in a while, so we haven't had a themed Picks of the Week in a while. But guess what? It's time. It's
we had
time.
One last week.
What?
Underrated wrestlers.
Yeah, we didn't have one that was themed off of a pay-per-view, you idiot. You gotta understand before you try to say you're better than me.
I'm better than you. Oh, sorry.
It's not the Joe is greater than Schaub show, you idiot.
Joe does come before Schaub.
Yeah, okay.
It's alphabetical order. That's what everyone does. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Too much.
Well, if we
worry about it
if
a
we
little.
were really alphabetical order, it would be the and Joe show, because my name's first for real, but they don't know my real name.
You said it last week.
They didn't know that was a fake name. There was a different name that started with a C. And ended with,
all right, let's get started. Who wants to go first?
You go first, since I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, nice. That's good enough.
That's good.
Okay,
news. Good news.
So I started my first Royal Rumble I watched was 2008.
Was it live or pre-recorded?
Actually, it was pre-recorded actually, but I still didn't know. I was like pretty casual into it. First one I watched live was 2009, but 2008 was like the first. I watched that one before 2009, and I thought it was really good. But as much as I liked 2008 and 2009, at the time, since I was still young, this is what, 7 years ago, so I was 13.
Hold on, guys. He's doing we got an intern in the back. He's doing the research. Don't worry. Don't you worry. He's completely ruining the flow. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Just cut this out. Oh. Man, I really gotta poop. Joe won't know that I said that until it's time for him to edit it, so. Fuck, I gotta poop so bad.
Sorry.
Somebody
knocked on the door, and I'm like, oh, I got to answer that.
Or we can just cut it out and not tell anybody.
Yeah, I know. I write all this shit down. So, okay. As much as I liked 2008, 2009, at the time, I was still young, so I was 13, I think. So I didn't really like 2010 that much. I was like, oh, there's like at most 8 people in the ring. That's dumb. But coming back and realizing it, because there's only 8 people in the ring at max in this whole match, it sort of makes every elimination feel more important. And not only that, but there were a lot of really, really top tier guys in it. Batista, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Chris Jericho, the returning Edge. It felt really cool. And guys like Chris Jericho, who were thrown out relatively early, still got like a chance to shine.
So did he change his name to the Returning Edge?
Yeah.
So officially, his retirement speech, he was like, I am the Returning Edge.
Well, he was the retiring Edge by that
point. You fuck. You're off the channel. You can't talk about Edge that way.
No, I love Edge.
Edge is my
I
favorite.
love Edge. If we
Edge
talk
is-
about our favorite wrestlers of all time, he is very high up there.
Yeah,
I will definitely talk about
he's
him.
great. He's really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I like this one a lot because my brother and I were watching it. We're like, oh, Edge is coming back. We know he's coming back because Chris Jericho was taunting him because he'd just been out with an injury.
Yeah, they were
And,
tag champs for like one day, and then he got
Yeah,
injured literally.
it's a
that
shame.
soon. Yeah,
That's
that would
like
have been a fun. Because those are
Edge said
one,
it-
two of your favorite wrestlers ever.
Yeah, Edge on Talk is Jericho said it's one of like his biggest career regrets is his torn Achilles tendon because they were actually going to be tag champs for a while, and then they were going to eventually lead into Edge versus Jericho for the world title at WrestleMania,
Which did happen.
which did happen in the end. But like that whole title run was changed to Jericho, which I still thought was good. But yeah, and I thought, you know, we're like, oh, Edge is returning at number 30, and Edge came out at number 29. We're like, oh, he did it. Oh,
He's screwing
And,
with us.
yeah. And then, you know, by the time Batista came out at number 30, there's 4 guys left. I think it was Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels eliminated Triple H, which was freaking cool. And then Batista, Edge, John Cena, and Shawn Michaels did. His whole shtick around this time was that he wanted the Undertaker at WrestleMania one more time, as he kept saying, and the Undertaker was just like, no. And so,
Until it
you
finally
know,
happened.
he's like, oh, all right, fine.
He cost
You know,
him the
you're
title Elimination Chamber.
Right. He's like, you're the world champion. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble and then face you for it at WrestleMania. And so he's like, all right, fine. And, yeah.
That was actually the main event of that pay-per-view. That's pretty great for them, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's Shawn Michaels' last match, so
Yeah.
good for them.
He's definitely
But,
worthy of that.
he definitely is, yeah. Their 25 match is probably better, though. This one was no disqualification, which was good because you could do, like, announce table spots and stuff. But,
Well, yeah, when WrestleMania 25 match is called the greatest match of all time, it's really hard to beat that.
Mhm.
It is literally called the
Mhm.
greatest match of all time. So
yeah. But, yeah, I thought there was, like, a weird thing where, like, Edge and Shawn Michaels were on the apron, and then Shawn Michaels super kicked Edge back into the ring, which is pretty cool. And then Batista just hit him. Like, just the way he did it, he was just stiff, and he's just, like, hitting him, like, trying to get Shawn Michaels off. And just the way Shawn Michaels sold it, where he's, like, trying to hang on, but there's, like, the way he is, like, there's no way he can hang on. And he's just, he's trying to grab it, and he just falls. And he falls right on his back, and he's just so, like, disappointed. And then he just gets really mad and goes away angry. I thought that was a cool thing that happened. And then Edge ends up last eliminating John Cena and wins. I love how every time Edge comes back, he has a beard. That's a thing.
yeah, even recently too.
Yeah, at the Survivor Series 2008, he had a beard, and in the Royal Rumble, he had a beard. So yeah, good for him.
Edge with a beard should have happened more.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and then
Not that it's a big deal, but
another thing was obviously CM Punk. In the beginning of the match, it was doing his whole like Jesus Savior gimmick thing, and he's like, "I could save you. You just gotta be straight edge." And he like comes out number 3, eliminates Dolph Ziggler and Evan Bourne, which is actually an interesting statistic that I want to get back to after this. But yeah, he eliminates that. And then he like gets the mic and he's like, I could save all of you. And then like number 4 comes out, number 5 comes out, and then he like tries to recruit all of them, and they all just say like, nah. And then by the time Zack Ryder comes out, number 7, CM Punk's like, oh, I can recruit you to the straight edge system. And then he just beats up Zack Ryder. He's like, screw it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that, but it definitely sounds entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, interesting fact. So 2010 to what would it be? I guess it would be 13. It goes number 1 goes Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk, The Miz. Like 6 years in a row, number 1 in the Royal Rumble.
And none of them did anything from that spot.
No, but I just think it's interesting how it's like the same pattern.
CM Punk really deserved to win a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he should have won 2014. That was literally.
Well, he had a world
CM
title
Punk
match
versus
that year. That pay-per-view.
Who?
Yeah, 2014, he had a world title match. No, it was 2013. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, he should have won
no.
2014. I was thinking
Because
when he faced The Rock.
him and Randy was like he was like the only one Randy didn't defend against.
Yeah, he had a long title reign.
Yeah, it was a good Rumble. Good Rumble.
Good
How
Rumble.
about yours?
So I have a problem with Royal Rumbles is that when I was a kid I couldn't watch them live because the only thing I ever got pay-per-view wise was watching SummerSlam with my friends, and my parents would only ever buy me WrestleMania. Oh shit, my dad's listening. Oh no. As a kid, I only remember my parents buying me ever 2 pay-per-views. I think it was one WrestleMania and I think one other random one, and then I would watch whatever my friends across the street who introduced me to wrestling would watch, and they introduced me to SummerSlam 2006. That doesn't matter, obviously, but that was like when I got really into wrestling, and then that lasted like a year and a half, and then I moved away, got new friends, got new interests. Fast forward a long time, then I get back into wrestling. I still hadn't seen a pay-per-view Royal Rumble live, and then I heard 2014 was terrible, but I actually heard 2014 was going to be in Pittsburgh. I didn't watch that. Everybody hated it. 2015 I didn't watch either. So my first actual Royal Rumble live was 2016 last year, which is really hard to say since it was, well, there hasn't really been a great Royal Rumble in a while. So I really don't have a history of watching Royal Rumbles live. I don't have like a Royal Rumble that sticks out to me that's like, wow, that Royal Rumble. But I have seen a few of them, like just as moments, as you know, there's always arcs that go into these, and I have to say, the one that I at least think is the coolest and like the most fun to watch again is 2006.
Definitely.
Because of Rey Mysterio. You have, I was about to say Chavo Guerrero. You have Eddie Guerrero dying the year before, and just a bunch of angles with Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero from the grave is putting over Rey Mysterio because the company's pushing him because of Eddie's death. I mean, you can't really deny that. I mean, that wasn't completely what happened, but definitely had something to do with it. And they're like, let's ride this story out. They get all the fans behind him. Everybody loved Eddie. Everybody loves Rey. I mean, I loved Rey as a kid. He was my top 2 next to Undertaker. I just loved watching him. And 2006 was the year I was watching wrestling. So I would see, I think one of my friends had a DVD or something like that, because I do remember watching this pay-per-view, just not live. And I just think the story arc of how he came out number 2, which, by the way, if you're going to, the number 1 and number 2 makes me mad because it literally means nothing. They're not different.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
They're the
It's
same entrant. Thing. But if you started number 2 and won the whole thing, it doesn't sound as good as starting number 1 and winning the whole thing, even though they literally are the same thing. You come out and start the match together at the same time. Yeah, your entrance is second. Big fucking deal. It doesn't mean anything. I just never understood why people made that something.
All right, I'm gonna get my laundry real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm literally just gonna keep doing my picks. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Go.
So we got no Joe this time. Yeah, and the Royal Rumble is a long match, like averages in an hour. And Rey Mysterio starts in from the beginning, rides in on Eddie's low rider, and is kind of bouncing in it. He's so over. Everybody's really excited to watch him, and he stays in the ring the entire time. He's not, for an hour, you can't be in the forefront of the match for the entire time. It's impossible. But he kind of sits in the corner, plays his ways, and small guys in WWE never really get that time of day. Rey Mysterio is like one of the big ones because he is such a short man, but is so talented that they had no choice. And for him to survive a Royal Rumble match where people like Big Show, people like Kane, people like Mark Henry survive so long because of their size, seeing a man survive and going the distance and winning the whole thing with his size is actually a big deal. Whether you think about it or not, it is a big deal. This is really fun to watch because someone like Rey Mysterio isn't someone who'd usually main event WrestleMania, which you can debate if it was even really the main event of WrestleMania, because you win the Royal Rumble, you're supposed to main event WrestleMania. But he did have a world title match at WrestleMania 22 against Kurt Angle and Randy Orton in a triple threat, and he did win the world title, but it didn't go on last, so it didn't feel as big as it could have. Like if he main evented that pay-per-view and got a longer match, like he really could have got that moment, and that would have been a great WrestleMania moment, opposed to, I believe, Triple H. I believe John Cena retained WrestleMania 22. Let me check that out real quick. WrestleMania 22, Google. It was definitely John Cena versus Triple H for the WWE title. And let's check out the results. John Cena came in the champion and left the champion. And it was a 22-minute match. Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Kurt Angle was only a 11-minute match for a triple threat world title match. So look at what they care about that world title compared to the other world title. They get double the time. That kind of bothers me. I mean, not a ton, but the guy who won the Royal Rumble should main event, should go on last. And that's kind of the only thing that is kind of a blemish on this. But like, what a story. He survives the whole thing and does it for, his best friend, his hermano. I'm sorry, I didn't mean if that was weird, but that's what he was to him. And it's a sad story. Eddie Guerrero, everybody loved him, but he kind of had like one of those sad lives, And this was a way to remember, for people to remember him the right way, through Rey, and to honor his life, but also for Rey to show how great he is, because Rey deserves something like this. And I think it was a great Rumble. Joe is currently not here, and I don't really have much to say about it, so I'm going to go on random other Royal Rumble moments I can think of. Probably one of the most fun ones is Mick Foley, because Mick Foley obviously has his multiple personas, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, obviously including Mick Foley as well. And there was one Royal Rumble, forgetting which one it is. Might be like, I'm gonna look, it doesn't matter. He came in as Dude Love, Mankind, and Cactus Jack all in one match. Didn't win the thing, by the way. He's literally 10% of the entrants in the Royal Rumble and doesn't win. Poor guy. But how fun is that? Like, no one else could do that, really. Like, I always thought he was awesome as a kid because he has so many characters. But that's a fun moment. I think WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble for WrestleMania 21 had a great moment too, and it was so natural. John Cena and Batista, them both falling out of the ring at the same exact time, literally, and it was botched. Like, what an ending. I think with Vince McMahon comes out and actually tears his quad. I think he tears something in his leg and literally in both of his legs, and can't move. And he's trying to make a decision on what to do with this match. And he can't even talk, and he has to say, restart the match. Which they do end up restarting it. Batista wins the Royal Rumble and main events and wins the world title at WrestleMania 21. But, like, what a natural moment. Because you can't get those sometimes. Like, now you have the Royal Rumbles the last 2 years, last 3 years. You had Batista win it, no one cared. You have Roman Reigns win it, and it was for the title, and it just... Oh, no, it's for the title 2 years ago, not this year. You have Roman Reigns win it to just no care in the world because it was so predictable. And then this year, or 2016, you had Triple H win it, which I thought was stupid because the only person who should be holding the world title should be someone who is actively wrestling on the card. So that was my solo shab. I believe Joe is back now.
I am back now.
I talked for a little bit. I don't know how much you're going to cut out, but that was Picks of the Week this week, guys. We had a good one. I am very excited for the Royal Rumble. This is actually going up 2 days before the Royal Rumble. So we already talked about it in the Joe and Shab show. Just tell us your predictions for it. We're excited for it. I would like to review it maybe day of.
I'd be up for that.
For some fresh takes on it. Just for another video on the channel, maybe on the Monday video. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. So tell me what you guys think. Tell us what you think about Joe's pick. Tell me what your favorite Royal Rumble is in Royal Rumble moments are, because there are definitely a lot of them.
I agree.
All right, you have a good one.
Pick the best ones.
Pick the best ones. The best ones are always the one I think.